Okay, in part two of our little video series, we're going to work in a Finder window, show you how to make shortcuts and talk about the three views, actually the four views, sorry, and which one may be helpful and ways in which you can use the views. So first of all, when we have our sidebar arranged like this, in DV editing, we're going to be using a couple of different folders all the time on that hard drive. DV1, a place where students can put their own content. They have both read and write access. And DVE, a folder in which there are some canned items that are considered read-only. You can look at them, but you cannot edit and save over the top of them. Template files for the most part. So let's take a look inside the handouts folder and talk about the different views that you can view an item in. This is called icon view. It's very handy for moving files around left and right, and it gives you a good visual, I guess, look at a folder's contents. Probably best used for deleting large groups of items and then moving items around. I think that one is probably best suited for that kind of thing. List view is one of my favorites. Everybody has their favorite, but list view allows me to see kind of this column type of format for each item. And the part that's really beneficial with list view is the column headings are clickable and sortable. So when you do that, you get an alphabetic listing of your files if you click on the name column. Or you can go by date modified to get most recent or reverse chronological, so you can go back in time. And this is beneficial in a couple different ways. When you're looking for information that you may have edited recently and you can't remember the name, that's a good way to look for it. This is real beneficial to a video editor because you can sort your items according to size, and sometimes managing a hard drive requires you to get rid of the files, like big files. You want to get rid of some of the things that are eating up hard drive space. By kind is also helpful because notice you can identify the number of Microsoft Word files or the number of pages, publications, really anything like that. We also learned yesterday in our lessons that to select these items, if you click once, it's selected. If I hold the command key and I click again and again while depressing the command key, I can select non-contiguous items. I can deselect previously selected items. If I want to select all in between, I have to click the first and then hold Shift on the keyboard and click the last. And that's a neat way, for example, in this case, to tell me how many different Microsoft Word files there are in this handouts folder. So it's a convenient view from that standpoint. If I were to switch over to column view, this is similar, but in column view you get mini previews. So you get a thumbnail sketch of the item in question, and it also gives you some information about the item down below as far as file size and when it was created, modified, and so forth. So for video editors, if I were to look in the media folder and maybe look at some video, it's a great way to kind of preview video before maybe importing it into a project. So it's helpful to the video editor from that standpoint. Coverflow, that is the fourth of the four view icons. I consider it like a hybrid between column view and maybe list view, because you do get a listing and you can still sort those by column heading, but as you arrow down through these, you get mini previews right up in front. That's kind of a neat style. It's very I don't know, very iTunes-like, very iPod-like. So a lot of users find that to be a convenient way. So if I go back to my original starting place, DVE, and I decide, as time goes on, I'm going to use this folder a lot, instead of having to open up a Finder window like this and then go to the Mac HD and go to DVE to see what's inside, we can drag a shortcut to DVE out to the sidebar because we're going to use it all the time. Furthermore, two other folders that we use all the time are the lessons folder and the media folder. So it's convenient to have a shortcut to those in your sidebar, and these are only shortcuts, so you can't really hurt the original if you take those out of the sidebar with a right click. It's never permanent. These are, again, shortcuts to that other stuff. So those are the main things that we looked at with respect to managing a Finder window and putting items in the sidebar that are most important to you. So really, it's your Mac. You can arrange it how you want, and you'll figure out over time what works best for you.